So I've decided to let myself be inspired to speak and take a video when the time presents itself, which is right now in this beautiful bush bath in my amazing sacred home. Totally unscripted, unplanned, but unavoidable. The invitation to share has been presented to me many times through people and through God directly. And yeah, I feel like it's time to just start recording and to trust. Just chuck it up there. So today I want to speak about the kingdom, royalty, and king and queens. It was coming alive for me last night. I was thinking of the king and queen and emperor, empress, any kind of regal leader of that stature. I know there's lords and ladies and all of that as well, but speaking specifically to this king-queen energy, which has been prevalent throughout humanity for many years. Well, probably from like near the beginning. I'd love to know when it was designed, and I kind of tuned into it last night, and it was coming through that, it was designed from the platform that the original kings and queens were humans who had really laid down their life for service and for the upliftment of humanity and for those around them, and that they were able to envision a bright future for their fellow human beings, their fellow mankind, and their neighbours. They wished upon them to share their own glory and their own riches of God. I always feel like it would have been the first people so close to God. And I was contemplating this, and I was like, well, that's all well and good, but how come it's collapsed over and over and over the centuries and over the millennia? It's collapsed over and over again. It's been a system that has had many benefits. Like, our society is where it's at now because of the journey that we've been through, of the course of all of that. And I'm so grateful for the humans who, did come and attempt to lead, I guess, and did lead really well, some of them. And then things got a bit distorted and people were in power who weren't meant to be, etc., etc. The whole monarchy thing, running down by blood rather than by like qualification. Who's qualified for the job? It's like, yeah, no, you're born into it, so you must be qualified. And I get it because generationally, like, those qualities and values are usually easily passed down to children. But, over time, things get distorted somehow, and here we are. But what I wanted to speak to was like something that came through as like the solution. I'm like, oh, is it really like a solution to have another king and queen, or more, like lots of kings and queens these days, kind of supporting this huge amount of people on earth? I know the government is good as well, and it's doing its beautiful role. But as far as, like value systems, it still leaves a lot to be desired in that way. And I kind of see like kings and queens bringing like a value system and connection to God. Like, ultimately, I feel like that was the purpose of a king and queen, is to serve others into their own connection to God. So it was what I was realizing that was that really what needs to happen is the kingdom within. And then I was like, oh wow, that's actually what Jesus was speaking to, the kingdom within. And that every single human, the only way it's going to have a sustainable, long-term effect on the human consciousness is for every being to be their own king and queen, to reside within the kingdom within themselves. And that is what Jesus was teaching, and many other teachers as well, that, you know, our ability to go within and connect directly to our maker, directly to our source creator, is so incredibly high. Like, our ability is incredibly, we're able. And all we need to do is remember. And that's why, like, teachers are helpful. But unfortunately, humanity has tend to pedestal teachers, which is such a pain in the ass. Yeah, we just need to take those beautiful lessons. But the greatest teacher we have is God, and really directing ourselves into God, letting God teach us. And, you know, Jesus will teach us through that, and life will teach us through that. But putting God at the center within ourselves, not outside. There's so much external projection from people. It's so important to have that internal connection. So we're being taught straight from the source, and really cultivating that kingdom within, that king and queen within our hearts. And, you know, Jesus was saying that we are all children of God. And yeah, he was helping us remember what we actually need to do to bring that love forth into the world and share the kingdom, is to have it within us. It's not about creating it outside of us. It's not about being a little king and queen to other people, because that's not sustainable. It's like literally rising every person up into their own kingdom, into their own royalty of their heart and their being, knowing how loved they are, how purely loved they are. So yes, Kingdom Cultivation. There's a good book on it. And yeah, it's called The Secrets to Imitating God. Just put that there. It's by Bill Johnson. It's a good one. And thank you for hearing me. I hope this has served you in some way. And yeah, I'm sending all the love to you from my heart, from the kingdom within me. May you find the kingdom within you. God bless.